As King Charles III's health suddenly took a turn for the worse, the entire royal family was enveloped in a heavy atmosphere of worry and anxiety. Public appearances dwindled, schedules were canceled without notice, and the gates of Windsor Palace closed tighter than ever. No one outside the family knew the true extent of the king's condition, only that he was battling a serious illness and time was running out. In his final hours, with only a few trusted confidants by his side, the king left behind a last wish. But instead of being revealed immediately after his death, its contents have only now come to light. The keeper of this secret was none other than Princess Anne, the king's own sister, who had quietly and devotedly stood by his side throughout his reign. When Princess Anne decided to disclose this wish, Prince William, the heir to the throne, could not conceal his pain and shock. What did Anne reveal that caused the future king to break down? Join us as we explore the details behind this powerful moment and its profound impact. After more than 7 decades of reigning over the empire, Queen Elizabeth II passed away in September 2022, an event that shook the United Kingdom. The gates of Buckingham Palace closed on a golden era and opened a new, uncertain reign. Charles, the eldest son, officially ascended the throne after a lifetime of waiting. Yet, the crown he had longed for all those years was not glory but a cold burden. Charles did not ascend the throne amid cheers but under the skeptical gaze of the public, amid whispers questioning his worthiness for the position left by his legendary mother. He did not merely inherit the throne, he inherited an untouchable legacy. Every step, every decision, every breath was watched, as if the world awaited a single misstep to pass judgment. Overshadowed his entire life by a beloved queen, Charles now faced the very destiny he had once craved. Instead of peace, the throne Charles received was a silent battle, a fractured royal family, a divided public, and a monarchy teetering in a modern crisis. He dreamed of reform, a leaner, dynamic, and more connected royal family. But not everyone embraced his vision. His innovations were seen as a break from tradition, a dangerous move in a fragile moment. Then, in 2023, devastating news struck like a storm in a turbulent sea. King Charles was diagnosed with cancer. The palace kept details under wraps, but the public and media quickly noticed their king was fading day by day. Public appearances grew rare, his face gaunt, his gaze distant. The weight of the crown was no longer a symbol of glory, but a cruel reminder of the limits of body and time. In early 2024, Charles quietly stepped back from duties, ceding the stage to familiar faces: Princess Anne, his loyal sister, a silent shadow, Prince William and Duchess Kate, the true heirs preparing to step into the light. No official statement was made, but everyone understood a quiet transition was unfolding behind ancient stone walls. Charles remained king, but in name only. His speeches grew shorter, rarer. His pensive face was no longer a symbol of strength, but of endurance. He was living out the final days of his reign in silence and reflection on what he had achieved and what would forever remain unfinished. Amid it all, one person stayed by his side: Princess Anne. She needed no spotlight, demanded no praise. Yet she was the one Charles trusted completely. When everything cracked, she was the only unshakable anchor. And as the king faced the harsh reality of illness and age, he made a decision known only to a select few, a final secret, a wish unspoken. The question arises, what secret is this reserved woman holding for the king? And how will the fate of the British monarchy be written from the shadows of the palace? Those answers remain hidden behind gates never opened to outsiders. Certain moments in royal history feel especially significant, and one is unfolding now, without fanfare. Instead of a grand spectacle, it is marked by the quiet presence of someone who shuns attention: Princess Anne. To grasp the meaning of what's happening, we must examine her life, defined by diligence rather than media spotlight. Born in the palace, raised amid the scrutiny and cold rules of the monarchy, Princess Anne, daughter of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, chose from childhood a path few dared, one devoid of glamour. While other royals plunged into the media whirlwind, basking in glory and waving to flashing cameras, Anne quietly retreated into the shadows, tying herself to duty, work, and absolute loyalty. She needed no fairy tale, no stage, no applause. She needed only a packed schedule, sturdy shoes, and a heart that never surrendered. Year after year, Anne stood silently behind every royal activity, representing the crown at hundreds of events. Large and small, no complaints, no haughty glances. Then, in 1976, she did the unthinkable. She became the first British royal to compete in the Olympic Games, riding an equestrian eventing at Montreal. No privileges, no favors, just grueling training and steely resolve. Though she won no medal, Anne proved that strength doesn't come from blue blood, but from sweat, sacrifice, and an unyielding spirit. Amid shifting tides, as the palace reeled from scandals and internal strife, Anne remained an immovable rock. While others were swept into media dramas, she stayed silent and kept working. While others feigned sincerity in public, Anne was blunt, sharp, and genuine in private conversations. Her power lay not in words, but in the trust others placed in her. But then something happened. A final decree was entrusted by King Charles as he faded from the spotlight due to illness. None other than Anne was chosen to deliver the most critical message about the monarchy's future. The secret meeting took place at Sandringham in early 2025. Charles was absent, too weak to appear, but William, Catherine, and other senior figures were present. A chilling atmosphere enveloped the room. Few spoke, but when Anne stepped forward and began to speak, the room held its breath. No theatrics, no drama, just truth spoken by the only one everyone trusted. Anne spoke of the great expectations Queen Elizabeth II had once entrusted him. She mentioned the quiet admiration the Queen held for Catherine, the woman who shines without a crown, who influences without needing power. And Charles, before retreating, saw it too. He believed in Catherine not just as a daughter-in-law, but as a steadfast pillar beside the future king. So, what was this message? Why did it leave Prince William, the heir to the throne, unable to hide his turmoil? And why was Anne, of all people, chosen? The palace has never been quieter, but everyone senses a silent wave is rising. A new turning point approaches. And as Princess Anne's calm voice echoes through the cracks of power, all understand she is no longer just in the background. She holds the key to the royal family's future. As Anne spoke, everyone in the room listened carefully. William's face revealed a different expression. He wasn't shocked by the information, but he appeared deeply emotional. He had long relied on Catherine for private support. Hearing those same feelings expressed publicly by his father and aunt was a different experience. It was a reminder that others had also noticed what he had long recognized. Anne's message was powerful because it was truthful, needing no drama or excitement. It was a subtle moment that shifted the room's atmosphere. Everyone sensed the weight of what was said. Catherine, usually in the background and not seeking attention, unexpectedly became the focus of something profound. Catherine remained steadfast through all the ups and downs. She earned trust not through speeches or grand gestures, but through unwavering dedication. Anne's words highlighted Catherine as a key supporter and pillar of the monarchy as it moved forward. When Anne finished speaking, there was no applause. Instead, there was a sense that something significant had occurred. At that moment, the king's message became a subtle yet powerful signal of who would lead the royal family forward. But why Princess Catherine? To understand this, we must examine how she reached this point. Catherine Middleton was born on January 9, 1982, at the Royal Berkshire Hospital in Reading. She grew up in a close-knit family valuing tradition and ambition, with parents working in aviation. Catherine was the eldest of three siblings. With her brother James and sister Pippa, her family had ties to British aristocracy, with some great-grandparents having hosted royalty. Meanwhile, her mother's family had ancestors who worked in coal mines. This diversity in her background shaped Catherine's upbringing, blending ambition with humility. In 1984, at age 2, her family moved to Amman, Jordan, where she attended an English-language nursery school. After a few years, they returned to England, and Catherine enrolled at St. Andrew's School near Pangbourne. She enjoyed her time there, eventually becoming a part-time boarder as she grew older. In 1987, her mother started Party Pieces, a mail-order party supply business that became successful and family-owned. And as a teenager, Catherine explored new pursuits and various interests. In 1998, her family moved to Bucklebury, a quiet Berkshire village. She attended Downhouse School before transferring to Marlborough College in Wiltshire. Catherine excelled in sports, particularly field hockey, and became captain of the girls' team. She earned a Gold Duke of Edinburgh Award and participated in various school clubs. During this time, she underwent a minor medical procedure on her head. Instead of heading straight to college, Catherine took a gap year to study in Florence and volunteer on a service project in Chile. She also briefly worked as a deckhand. In 2001, she began her studies at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland. Initially majoring in psychology, she later shifted to art history. While in school, she balanced studies with a part-time waitressing job and volunteered for a student charity group. In 2005, she graduated with high honors, earning a Master of Arts degree in art history. In 2001, Catherine Middleton met Prince William at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland, marking the start of a significant change in her life. Both students living in St. Salvador's Hall, they formed a connection that would shape their future. The following year, Catherine walked in a university charity fashion show, catching William's attention. Their relationship began in 2003, growing stronger as they studied together. In their second year, they shared an apartment with friends before moving to a house on the Strath Tyrone estate with two other roommates. In 2004, they briefly parted, but soon reunited. Their relationship faced challenges. After university, Catherine faced intense media scrutiny, with reporters hounding her and her family. Despite the pressure, she remained composed, working part-time as an accessories buyer at Jigsaw, a fashion company, and helping manage her family's business website and catalog. She regularly attended royal events to support William, including his 2006 graduation from the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, and various family occasions. In 2010, they moved to a cottage in Anglesey, Wales, where William trained with the Royal Air Force. During a 2010 Kenya vacation, William proposed with Princess Diana's engagement ring. Their engagement was announced in November 2010. Catherine joined the Church of England in March 2011, and on April 29, 2011, they married at Westminster Abbey. Watched by millions worldwide, Catherine wore a stunning Sarah Burton for Alexander McQueen dress, becoming Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Cambridge. The couple received Armour Hall from the Queen and lived in Nottingham Cottage, London, before moving to Kensington Palace's renovated apartment 1A in 2013. They relocated to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor in 2022. In December 2012, Catherine's first pregnancy was announced, complicated by severe morning sickness, requiring hospitalization. Prince George was born in July 2013, followed by Princess Charlotte in May 2015, and Prince Louis in April 2018, despite similar health challenges. Catherine and William have fostered a loving environment for George. Charlotte and Louis, now second, third, and fourth in the line of succession after Queen Elizabeth II. The family, fond of animals, owns two English Cocker Spaniels, Lupo and Orla. However, Princess Catherine's journey has not been without challenges, including a major health issue. Princess Anne was always a steady figure in the royal family, but in 2024 it was Catherine, the Princess of Wales, who faced an unexpected challenge that touched people worldwide. Known for grace and dedication, Catherine suddenly withdrew from public view. The palace cited recovery from planned abdominal surgery, suggesting a swift return. But as days turned to weeks, then months, she missed events. William canceled appearances, and updates ceased, sparking concern. On March 22nd, Catherine appeared in Windsor, sitting simply on a wooden bench, hands in her lap. Speaking gently yet emotionally, she revealed her cancer diagnosis and precautionary chemotherapy. Her words, from a mother and wife facing a personal struggle, were raw and honest. Not in a palace or with grand speeches, her sincerity resonated globally, offering solace to those facing illness. Her familiar smile carried new depth, reflecting courage as a princess, mother in person. Prince William stood by her, shaped by his mother's loss, balancing royal duties with family support for Catherine and their children, George, Charlotte, and Louis. Even absent, Catherine's passion for mental health and childhood development persisted. Friends noted her quiet involvement in her causes during treatment. Many focused on her health struggle, overlooked her long-standing strength, honed through years of service and purposeful action. Before royalty, Catherine worked with UNICEF in 2007 using photography to highlight children's challenges, and raised £100,000 for Oxford Children's Hospital in 2008 via a roller disco fundraiser. These weren't glamorous efforts, but genuine acts of care. Her 2011 marriage to William amplified her duties, but her approach remained unchanged. Their wedding channeled donations to 26 charities, turning their union into a platform for good. Catherine used her platform to champion causes, not herself. With William, she launched the Royal Foundation, supporting conservation, military families, and mental health. She didn't just lend her name, she engaged deeply, listening and learning. Her involvement reshaped perceptions of modern royalty as approachable and connected. Catherine's mental health advocacy shone through the 2016 Heads Together campaign with William and Prince Harry, destigmatizing mental health discussions. She supported mentally healthy schools, equipping teachers to aid students' emotional well-being, driving change in schools and homes. Her passion for early childhood led to the 2021 Royal Foundation Center for Early Childhood, emphasizing the first 5 years' impact. The 23 Shaping Us campaign urged adults to nurture children with love and stability. Catherine speaks on childhood with a mother's wisdom and a leader's resolve. Since 2012, she has supported East Anglia's children's hospices, bringing warmth during Children's Hospice Week. Her 25 Big Questions survey, with over 500,000 UK respondents, deepened understanding of early experiences' lifelong effects. Her efforts are thoughtful, well-planned, and authentic. Catherine supports not only children and mental health, but also various causes. In 2015, she patronized the Royal Air Force Air Cadets, fulfilling the role with dedication. She helped start Coach Corps, teaching youth to be sports coaches, promoting fitness and providing guidance. She shows her passion for the arts at the National Portrait Gallery, bringing creativity to communities. With William, she launched our Frontline during the COVID-19 pandemic to support emergency workers' mental health. In global crises, like Ukraine or Turkey, Catherine has aided relief efforts, showing solidarity. But could Princess Catherine truly outshine Prince William? Is he threatened by his wife? Catherine has captured the royal spotlight with her elegance, grace, and inner strength, winning over the British public and palace insiders. Initial applause has grown into widespread support. With each appearance, Catherine shines brighter, sometimes overshadowing William. Some question whether her rising influence could threaten William's position. Could she be more than a queen consort? The monarchy has always balanced monarch, consort, and their roles. Yet, Catherine's growing popularity disrupts this balance. Her public appearances draw crowds not just for her style or warmth, but for her substance, her duty, and genuine connection. William's formal approach contrasts with Catherine's welcoming nature. Observers note moments when Catherine's popularity overshadows William's, a poignant London charity speech, a children's hospital visit, stealing headlines, or a royal tour where her actions draw focus. Even together, media often highlight Catherine's words over William's. It's not a competition, but it's noticeable. Within the palace, Catherine grows closer to senior royals. Queen Camilla admires her, and even the reserved Princess Anne praises her commitment. These ties, subtle but significant, bolster her influence. Catherine navigates duties scandal-free, maintaining a stellar public image. Speculation swirls about Catherine taking a larger role, potentially wielding official or unofficial power. Unlike past queen consorts who supported from behind, Catherine walks beside William, sometimes leading. Public sentiment on social media lauds her strength and relatability. Analysts question who embodies the modern monarchy. Though William is next in line, Catherine symbolizes a kinder, more relatable royalty. This raises concerns about her overshadowing him, potentially destabilizing the monarchy's future. Some sources suggest tension, with William feeling eclipsed by Catherine's prominence. Her solo engagements in mental health, childhood development, and community outreach position her as a standalone royal force. The idea of Catherine as a queen with real influence, not just a title, gains traction. While rooted in tradition, the monarchy bends to public opinion, which currently favors Catherine. Could her popularity challenge William if the public prefers her? Might William need to redefine his image as a leader, not just Catherine's partner? As this unfolds, the public watches closely. Each of Catherine's appearances feels like a shift in the monarchy. Loyal to the crown, she may also shape its path. Rumors grow not of rebellion, but of progress. As the throne enters a sensitive transition, questions about Catherine's true role are no longer mere gossip. With King Charles entrusting hopes to his daughter-in-law over his son, and the public's gaze fixed on Catherine more than William, a new dynamic quietly forms. Is this the start of a monarchy no longer bound by patriarchal tradition, but led by the one with the greatest resolve and influence? Catherine, calm, sharp, and unassuming, is becoming the heart of the British monarchy in a way few anticipated. This begs the question, who truly shapes the throne's future? Follow this journey, for we may be witnessing a new era quietly being written not through force or conflict, but through the silent strength of a woman who never needed a crown to shine. Share your thoughts and follow for more developments.